Welcome, Marbleheads and internet visitors, to week 11 of Living for All the Marbles. It is 6 October 21. And I want to ask you, how would you respond if an event shook you to your core? And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I want to welcome you to Living for All the Marbles. My name is Vinny, and I am on a journey of inspiration, of accountability, and also legacy building, so that my grandchildren and great grandchildren will know how I lived and how I viewed life. And I'm glad you're here. And if this interests you, if it's something that you'd like to follow along with, or something that maybe you want to kind of build for yourself, then we'd love to have you. Please hit the like and the share and the bell and all those other things that help attract people to the channel. And I truly would appreciate it. And as I said, we're in week 11. And so we're going to pull from the bright future here, and we're going to place our marble, which we do every week, into the well-lived past. Now, if you want to know how that works, our introductory video is on Facebook and on the YouTube channel, so I encourage you to go there. What we're going to talk about this week is I teased a little bit about something that was happening in my life. I retired after 43 years of federal service. And I'm grateful for that opportunity. I'm grateful for the people I served with, for the mission that we had. And some of that time was in uniform, some of it was out of uniform. And I want you to know that, first of all, I am incredibly grateful to the people who were with me along the way, who helped me, who led, who inspired, who were both peers, leaders, superiors and subordinates, because it was really a valuable experience. And I'm really glad I did it. The other part of it is that I never really realized, is when I was younger, how much these relationships would mean. And Facebook and other things have enabled me to connect with people that I haven't seen in decades, and it truly is a blessing. But for those of you who are worried about the federal government, I don't care what your political persuasion is; doesn't matter to me. But the people that I have served with are dedicated to the mission. I've seen them sleep in their offices to ensure that our military had support. I've seen people deploy into hostile areas, and I am just truly grateful for them. And I want you to know that you're in good hands from that perspective, and you should find some comfort in that. It was my grandson's birthday. Many of you know that part of my vision was spend more time with family. So that was a good time with their family and with friends. And then my wife had an opportunity, because one of the things on my vision is to travel to West Virginia, to have a retirement farm. And we went to West Virginia to kind of look. And a friend of mine and his wife, a guy I served with in the military and have stayed in contact with, a good friend, lent us a cabin on his farm, and allowed us to use that as our base of operations to go look around the various areas in southeastern West Virginia, which we did. And it was a blessing to be able to do that. We had a chance to travel around, to meet with some realtors, to talk and experience some of the local businesses. And it was really a valuable time. And the farm was it was isolated, and it was just really dark at night, beautiful for stargazing, very peaceful. It really was kind of them to share it, and I'm grateful. I won't out them, because this is, I haven't asked their permission to do that first, but I'm grateful. And it also helped, us look at something for our vision about whether that's the place we want to retire and have that farm for our families, so that our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren will always have the opportunity to get outdoors, to hunt, to fish, to just enjoy, the outdoors. So it was great. The last thing I want to talk about is a little bit heavier, and that was the question of, how would you respond if an event shook you to your core? I have a friend, a brother in the faith, a brother in Christ, who is also in life and air with me, who got some of the worst news you can ever get as a dad, and that is that his daughter was involved in a motorcycle accident, a daughter that had come to stay with him for her senior year, and the young man driving the motorcycle was unfortunately killed, a man that he cared for deeply. And the grace that operated in this guy's life was just phenomenal. he reached out to the young man's family and let him know that he didn't blame him because, he knew that he would never do anything to hurt his daughter. And he did this while she's on life support in the hospital. But there's been some improvements. We're believing, God for a miracle in this case, and I really look forward to reporting back on the things that have been done. But we also know that God is sovereign, and we're just going to keep on lifting him up. And he has just been just so strong through all this. I'm just really proud of him and the way that he's handled this whole thing. So I would say, where do you go for your strength? Hopefully it's not a substance, because that really won't help you. But the idea is, what about it? Is there people, are there people in your life you can count on? Do you have a faith, in a God that you can rely upon? Because nobody wants that news, but when you get it, it just tears your heart. But I'm so grateful for what I saw in this guy's life. I really am. So, folks, I'm grateful for you being here. I really do appreciate it. It really is a big deal to me. And I hope that you're getting something out of it. And I want to remind you to live intentionally and finish strong. God bless. See you next week.